All right, you're live streaming. Let me give you back host.
Well, you're fast at that.
It depends on the system, if it wants to help me out or not. Depends on the day.
And James, I made you co-host.
And then I'll stay for a bit for a check-in. So if anyone needs any help with anything, I'm here from support. Just let me know. I'll put our email in the chat.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Hello. We have a couple people, Phil, and I guess we have 3 people. They are here to take care of the chat room if anyone has any questions. If anybody needs any help with support, go ahead and let us know. We'll get started. We'll get started shortly. And while we're waiting to get started, if you have a favorite museum you enjoy, go ahead and put it in the chat box. Let people know about it. We'll see if it has some online options to it. All right. Oh, let's hold off a little bit here. It's still coming in. All right, why don't we get started? I want to welcome everyone to Get Set Up. It's great to have you here today. My name is Donna. I'm your guide today. We're going to be talking about virtual museums and different tours that you could try out online. Has anyone tried any of these out yet? Just out of curiosity? All right, well, we'll go over it today so you can get a feel for what it's like. My name is Donna. I'm your guide today. I was in IT industry for over 30 years. I enjoy helping people get over their fears of technology. We are Get Set Up. We're seniors teaching seniors about technology. We have social hours and all types of programming for you to enjoy. You can request a recording after this class of the class by emailing help@getsetup.io. And we're on live stream, so hello to everyone on live stream. Come on in, register, and join us so we get to know you a little bit and you can be part of the community. We are not paid to promote any of the websites that I talk about today. This is just for enjoyment. So our agenda today, we're just going to talk about what some of these museums offer for virtual tours, how you kind of navigate around them, how to find them, and some of the perks and then some of the limitations that there are with virtual museum tours. And again, if you have any favorite museum that you enjoy or have enjoyed going to in the past, go ahead and put it in the chat. It might bring back some memories too for other people if they've been there. And we can try and see if they have a tour. So when we're talking about a virtual tour, what exactly is that? So it could be a bunch of different things depending on the museum. Sometimes it might just be a group of videos that they have up. Maybe they have still images where they present it as a slideshow that you watch. And it could be real 3D walkthroughs, just like you're there standing in the gallery. So it really depends on the museum and how much effort they put into it. All righty. So let's go and go over to our first one to talk about is checking out YouTube. If you're interested in a particular museum, YouTube is a great resource to check out. This is, for instance, a walk to the Mona Lisa. I got to turn this sound down a little bit here. I'm going to make it full screen. Has anyone been to the Louvre? Yep, Diane, do you have any memories to share about it? You can unmute yourself. Go ahead. You're muted. Yeah. I'm going to speed this guy up. He feels like he's going to fall down the stairs or something.
Okay.
Go ahead. There you go, Diane. You're unmuted.
It's been a number of years and it's so massive. You know, we didn't go through the whole museum by any means. We just went through some galleries and we did see the Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's and it's, well, at least to us, and I heard other people comment, it's much smaller than you expect.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's still, you know, a decent size, but we expected it to be larger.
Right. Okay. Is it the buildings were just smaller, or, I mean, because they're older?
Oh, no, only the, I'm sorry, only the Mona Lisa painting was
Oh,
small.
the Mona Lisa. Yes, that's true. And we're going to see it in a few seconds here. We're walking down this grand hallway, and we'll be going in and seeing the Mona Lisa, and it is smaller than you.
Yeah.
I know the first time I saw it, I'm like, what?
Right. Buildings are huge, you know, very good.
Oh,
size.
yeah. Yeah. When you said it was small, I'm like, what?
I know. Right.
You got me going there. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, no, the Louvre is the largest art museum in the world. That's funny. But the Mona Lisa is not quite as big as you would think it would be.
Right.
But, you know, so when you're looking at museums, definitely take a look at YouTube and do a search if you have a museum you're interested in. You'll find all types of content on YouTube, videos that you can watch, and little tours like this where people are walking around with cameras. Here's the Mona Lisa. She's got her own wall here.
Right. There it is.
Yep. Get a good shot of it there. All right. So that's YouTube. Using YouTube, of course, great resource. We're going to go back to the Louvre because they have added, I don't know if you've heard about this in the news, they've added their collection online, and we're going to explore their new website in a little bit. I want to talk about two other, just to show you what other museums are doing. There's the Hermitage. This is the second largest art museum in the world. It's in St. Petersburg, Russia. Has anyone ever been to this one, the Hermitage? This is their website. So I'm going to go to their website. This is also a very large museum, many buildings. When you scroll down, you will, when you're looking at a website of a museum, look for some type of virtual section. They are all adding it onto their website now. So you can find something. Like right here, they have virtual visit. If you don't see it, you can go down to the footer of the web page, which is the bottom of the web page, and just see if you see something that will, steer you in the way of something virtual. So I'm going to click on virtual visit. Okay, so they have all the tours here. So these are the museum complexes, the different buildings that they have. Treasure galleries, they have a diamond room, a gold room, and then the different types of masterpieces they have. They have some of them. There are different exhibitions that they have. And they have outdoor views too, if you want to see what it looks like outside. So it's broken down really nicely. They've done a lot of work on this one. I'm going to just go up here to the just the main complex to show you what exactly they do when you click on these. So you come up here, they give you a floor plan, which is really nice. This is the main museum. You can see they've got 3 floors. You can click on all tours towards the middle of the screen here. I can click on this menu and I can see all the different, just like we saw on the previous page, all the different tours that you can take a look at. And they have, when I scroll down even farther, now this is the first floor of the main museum complex. And then you can see that they have it all broken down, all these little dots, all the different virtual experiences that they have. And you can come down here if you want to actually go and select something that's on that page. If you see something that interests you, you can just click on it and we'll bring you right to that spot. I mean, they went through a lot of pain to put this all together. They found, I like to say they found their most OCD employee and put him right on the task. So this is all on the first floor. So you can come in here and take a look. Like, let's see if we want to select something. Oh, what do we have here? How about Room of the Art of Georgia? Let's see if that is like. So you click on it. I could have gone onto the map above and I could have just clicked on a dot, kind of like drop the needle and just see where I end up. I could have done that too. So when you walk in, now this is a virtual experience. It's spinning on its own when I walk it. When I come into this scenario, I just have to click with my mouse to stop the spinning. You can scroll around and take a look. And when you scroll, what you do is you take your mouse, like right now, I'm going to click and just drag to the left, and that's going to move me. So I can move around and take a look at the room here. You can see, you can zoom in and out. I can zoom in with my mouse, with the little roller ball on my mouse. I can zoom in on objects. I can get in pretty good, pretty close to here. I can drag, I'm dragging down from the top to kind of get focusing on the face. You can zoom in. It's pretty good. All right. I don't know what that clicking is. Okay. It might be because I was too close. You can scroll around again. Now, when you see these little, kind of look like a compass. That means you can move forward. So you would click on the compass, click on it, and it will move you into the next room. And you can see more of what's in the museum. They usually have things labeled. I don't see the labeling here. A lot of times you'll go into these rooms and there'll be these little markers that with an eye, and they will show you all the different, what's there. Let me see if I click on this button here. Yeah, it just tells you. Up at the top, in the middle of the screen here where it says I, usually you will see them on every single little object. And you can click and see what that object is. It doesn't seem like this room has it. But you can come and look around. I'm going to click into another room. Oh, this is interesting. What's this over here? Let's see if it lets me into that next room. Nope, won't let me into that room. So that's one of the rooms. Let's pick another section. I want to show you those information bubbles, which were not in that room. Go into another area. And if anyone has any questions, go ahead and speak up about this display of culture and art of Central Asia. Again, you see the little compass figure. You can click on it, move forward. All right, that one doesn't have, all right, let me go to one of the, I think the European room has the markers. I want to show you those markers. Let's see if this one does it. Oh, here we go. I was surprised. I went into those two rooms and they didn't have them. This is normally what they have in the rooms, these little information bubbles where you can click on it and then they will give you a description of the item, which is nice. You can scroll down. You can see like this panel right here. 883 to 859 BC. So you will see that on the Hermitage where they will have very extensive labeling done in some of the displays. We can go in and look at individual items, which is nice because as you can see, the problem with virtual is that you don't know sometimes what you're looking at. And it helps if you can find a layout of the floor plan for the museum and get some information about what's in there. That will help you. But you can take a look around. And of course, you can scroll right in. Sometimes you can read the signs that they have, like this one. I think I can actually read the sign right here. Take a look. So that's the Hermitage. Lots of things to look at this museum. I mean, there's so many buildings. Let's take a look at, let's go to, for instance, the Gold Room. Let's check that out. I'm going to click on the menu in the middle to go to the different ones. You can see the Winter Palace of Peter the First. You can go to that palace, and there's all types of places to check out. You know, there's multiple buildings. It's like the Louvre, but there's just multiple buildings of art. Here's the Gold Room. Oh boy, let's see. What kind of gold do we want to look at? Oh, the Siberian Collection of Peter the First. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, now here's an example where they are labeling everything in the boxes. Here we go. You see the little eyes. So you can come in here and you can click on one item and see up close what it is. They'll give you a date. You can come through and you can see all the little items of the collection. Of course, I can zoom in too. Take a look at it. These are very delicate, whatever they are. Wonder if those are earrings or something. Any questions? A lot to see here. You will get all these places that I go to, you're going to get links at the end in the email. So you can go ahead and enjoy these museums and check them out. You could spend days going through this website with all the stuff they have here. The Hermitage is an interesting museum. A lot of history with them, you know, with being, you know, the palace for like Peter the First and other emperors, I guess you'd call them, leaders. Very interesting. Let's look at the outdoor view too. Let's look at what it looks like outside the museum. You can click on that and it will show you some views because they're right by the river. This is kind of a nice little area where they're at. So this is a nice way too to see what it looks like in general, how it's laid out, the museum, the fortress, Peter and Paul Fortress on the other side. So I could come down here, like what's number 5, or you can see the different views here, or you can just click on something. I'm going to just click right on one of these and see what the view looks like. I like it when the museums let you see a little bit what's outside. Sometimes if you go to Versailles, they'll show you where all the gardens are beautiful there. So, you know, definitely look for that. I mean, this is the outside. It's quite a building. And then I'm going to scroll over. You can see the water, bridge over here. I think they have these little, they got the little compass thing, so you can go ahead and click and move your position a little bit. I'm going to scroll with my mouse to the right so I can see the water, because that's what I want to take a look at. So you can see what this area is. And sometimes I know this is what happens to me. Once I end up outside the meeting, outside the museum, now I'm interested in what's on the outside. And next thing you know, you'll be going into Google Maps and starting to look up the area that the museum is in, and you can kind of wander around outside the museum. So look for that. Look for these outdoor views, because they can be really nice to be able to see what where the museum's at, what it looks like. All right, so that's the Hermitage. A nice example of an A+ effort on doing some type of a virtual experience. Then there's the Vatican. The Vatican's another one. Come here on their website, and under the collection section, they have various sections of how many people have been to the Vatican, to the tour. Yeah, Diane, do you have any insights about it? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
We didn't take a tour. We were just on our own, but again, it's just beautiful. You know,
Yes.
Wonderful works of art.
Yeah, I actually do a class on the art of the Vatican, some of the famous masterpieces. Heard something ring. And literally art was being thrown in vineyards, and the Vatican, the Pope started, collecting the artwork, and that's what kind of started the Vatican museums. So when you look at this, you can scroll through. You have the Sistine Chapel, the Raphael rooms, all the different rooms here that you can go and check out. They have videos that you can watch when you go into some of these areas. If you go under the museum button, they'll show you all the different museums. They give a whole list, because it is a real large collection of types. I think there's 54 galleries at the Vatican. So it's quite large what they've got. They have, their collection is about 70,000 pieces of art, and they have about 20,000 on display at any given time. So let's take a look at the Sistine Chapel, since that's the one. It's at the end of the tour if you go to a Vatican tour. We're going to click on the virtual tour button so we can take a look inside. They have these translucent little arrows that you will see on the floor. You just click on them, and that brings you into the room. And there's another one, because there's two sections. They have two sections in the chapel. This is where you first enter. You can see the doors when you enter in. This is, of course, the famous chapel where Michelangelo painted the ceiling, and he painted the Last Judgment, which is this painting that's on the back wall behind the altar. So I can come in here, and then we can take a look at there's just artwork. I don't think they left an inch uncovered. It's really wall to wall. And of course, the famous ceiling that Michelangelo painted, hanging from the ceiling. That must have been fun, huh? So this is the book of Genesis, the Old Testament. You can zoom in pretty close with your mouse. Just zoom in with your trackball, and you can take a look at, get up close with the artwork. And now if I want to get bright myself, I can just take my mouse, and I'm just going to drag it across the screen like this to right myself up. You can come into any of these rooms and just explore around. Look down at the floor, at the tile, what the tile looks like. It's so they have a really nice layout here at the Vatican for you to explore and check out the art. They don't really have things labeled, so unless you can zoom in on something and see it, that's where going to their website and looking to see if they have a description some type of index helps. This is one of the downside of doing virtual tours, is that you don't always know exactly what you're looking at. So that, but one little tip too, when you're looking at artwork, like let's go back to the Hermitage, and let's see if we can find just regular paintings. Give it a second. One thing you can do is with your camera, you can take a picture of the painting if you want to identify it and use something like Google Lens. Or if you're on an iPhone or iPad, I believe there's an app called Picture This, and I think there might be some other ones. Anything that can identify items should be able to identify famous paintings. So you can just take a picture of it and run it through those apps to find out what it is. Like if we go to this French, 18th century French art. So like something like this, I would square it up, take a picture of it with your camera. And then if you're using, for instance, Google Photos, you can go through Google Lens. Whoops, sorry, I'm making everyone dizzy now. Or any other app that you have that can identify things, it would be able to identify it. Of course, this one is, since it's the Hermitage, I just have to click on this. But not all museums are going to be identifying everything. All righty. All right, so let's talk about the Louvre, because the Louvre, did anyone notice on the news lately, they've been talking about the Louvre has put their collection online, which is exciting. They haven't had much to offer online. It's been kind of sketchy. So this is the website for the Louvre. I'm going to scroll down here. And just, it's good to, when you're looking for something, on any museum, definitely go to their website and take a look at what they have. Now, they have live concerts and films. It's through their YouTube channel. So that could be interesting to hear. They might have speakers, that type of thing. You might want to check that out. They have podcasts. So they'll have podcasts that you could listen to. I'm going to scroll a little bit more here to the right. They have online visits. So let's take a look at their online. Here's virtual tours. Click on this. So here are the tours they have. Now you'll see a big difference between them right now and the Hermitage. There's really only 4 tours that they have compared to what we just saw at the Hermitage, which was, everything. But we can take a look. Let's take a look at the Power Theater. We'll click on Start the Visit. So this is the Petite Gallery. You have an arrow. It's telling you to go ahead. I can, again, with my mouse, I'm going to click with my left button and drag, and that's the way I'm going to move. Oops, move too fast. There we go. That's the way you're going to move around the room. But they have an arrow. They're telling me to go forward because the gallery really is up these stairs. So I'm going to click again, go into the gallery. We start over here. There's an eye. You see that eye? That's where you can find information about the painting you're looking at. So you can go ahead and take a look. They should have an English button where you can change into English. It's usually in the corner here. Usually it pops up. But that's one thing too. You'll have to change back and forth from to English because the Louvre definitely defaults to French. But there's little arrow direction. You can go ahead here. Now, if I want to just see what's around me, I can just, again, move my mouse, moving it to the right so I can see other items. I'm going to click forward to go into this little section. Now I can see these objects here. I don't have any identifying on them. I don't see anything. It's sorry. It's very hard to maneuver this one, actually. It's hard to control it. I'm in trouble here. I'm not doing this on purpose. it's a little unwieldy. So this is the virtual experience. There's only 4 different things you can go to here at the museum. But they do have, like I said, on the news, they've been talking about it all week. The collections have been put online. And where you'd look for that, let me go back out to the main site here. It's going to be down at the bottom, at the header. They have other information here that you can look at. That's pretty right there. Some more videos that you can watch of the different expositions that are around. They have Instagram. They're showing some of their Instagram posts. So you can take a look at these just by clicking the right button. You can scroll through the posts that they do of the different artwork they have. But at the bottom, this is what they're talking about on the news. If you click on collections, this is where they've put all their collections online. And make sure on the upper right, you select English. Upper right here. They gave me the option to make sure you do that unless you speak French. So these are the collections. You can explore it. They have it broken down: paintings, sculptures, furniture, textiles, jewelry and sets, writing and inscriptions and objects. And then they have their masterpieces. They got 40 works under masterpieces. They have their new acquisitions. So you can, if you are interested in what's new at the Louvre, so we can come in here. If I click on this, for instance, there's 51 works that they have. So you can take a look and just check out all the new stuff that they just purchased this past year. If you click on any of these, it should give you a little more information about what the object you're looking at, the painter or the artist that created it, the date when it was done. And then they have a little interactive map, which is new too. If I click on this, kind of gives you an idea of the layout of the museum, the different sections. Now, what's nice about this, you could go to a section if you want to, like if I want to go to 344, click on it. It's going to show you what's in here. Tells you what the room is. This is classic Greek and Hellenistic art, Northern Greece. This is room 341 is what I clicked on. But they'll show you what's in here. Some of the artifacts, which you could click on any of these. Here's a pillar. If I click on this pillar, again, you can change the upper right-hand corner where it's right near the search icon, right corner. I can change it to English. So you can take a look at this item, learn more about it, and then they have different angles that you can look at it. At the bottom of the screen, I can click and see different, kind of a 360, but one frame at a time. It's kind of nice to be able to see that. And when I go back to the site, let's say, let me go out of here. Let's look at their the paintings. I'll just click on paintings. Of course, you can pick the different periods you want in time, by date, if you want to go by date, different departments that they have here. You can select that way. You can do it by artist. Like, let's say you just want the artist from Italy. You could check Italy and that will filter out to just the Italian artists. The only thing is it doesn't stay you have to keep, it toggles to French all the time. So it's a fairly new site. Maybe they'll fix this, but it's like once I say English, it should just stay English on all the pages, but it doesn't. Just be aware of that. So let's say I click on one of these paintings. Let's just go, we'll click on this one here. They'll give me information, of course, about the painting. There's a little download button. You can download the image if you want to. Get information about, see again. Oh, no, it says English. Okay. Doesn't look like English, though. So you can find more information about it, the description of this painting, physical size, they even have the dimensions, the history of it. And they'll tell you the location of where it's at in the museum. So the language things are still a little quirky on the site. But it's nice, though, that they have put up at the entire collection. I mean, they have been very kind of not too much has been up on their site for looking at things on the website. So I think this is nice. You can go in here, and yeah, I mean, there's only 4 different virtual experiences. It's not like the Hermitage where you can really go all over the place virtually. This is more static where you're just going to be looking at the pictures. But you can at least get a feel. If you're looking for a particular collection, you could go and take a look at that. I do like, though, that they have the live music and, different types of things that you can go and check out. All righty. Any questions anyone has? All right, let's talk about Google Arts and Culture. This is an app. You can download it to your phone, your tablet. This is a great app. It's free. It's called Google Arts and Culture. You can access it from your laptop also, just like I am right now. It's a rabbit hole. I just want to warn you. Because you got a lot of stuff just to do on the first page. Oh, boy. They have step inside 3 new galleries from home. So there's some new galleries. You can create your own masterpiece. So you have some kind of little coloring exercise you can do. See art in 360. So this is some virtual experience. Art to brighten your day. 7 yellow artworks you'll love. So they're doing some type of a color theme. And explore 6 artist museum from home. So here we go. We've got Frida to Munch. So you've got, so that you've got these you can click on. You can explore different collections. Here we have some contemporary art that you can explore. Then they have where would you like to travel? Do you want to go to Tokyo right now? Sao Paulo, Berlin, Moscow? So they'll take you to these different museums from different countries. They'll have little facts about, different artists. You could pick a color and they will show all the artwork has that color in it. So if you're interested in just, what artworks have a lot of red in them? Well, they'll show you all these artworks that have red. They give you daily challenges. Can you guess this famous artwork? You can play these games. You can look for all types of things on this thing. You can go to places. They have over 10,000 places that you can visit. The museums, they have 2,000 museums that literally Google went down the hallways, just like they do for Google Maps. You know, that car that drives down your street? Well, they did that to the museum. So 2,000 museums have been mapped that way. You can explore over 100,000 artworks right here. Games, you can play different art and culture type games. They always have a feature on this site where you can do some type of art with your phone. So they'll have little apps where you can, like this one here, you can turn yourself into a masterpiece. So you can go and, just play around with your phone. They'll have different types of, things like this where you can get close to a crab, meet a sea dragon. So they have different little expositions here. There's some stories that you can read about. They'll have something dealing usually with music and art combined together. You'll see that on this page. Here we go, Van Gogh and classical music. Different articles. This site, the front page of this Google Arts and Culture changes every few days. It will every time I come into this, it's different. It looks different. 7 skirts from 7 countries. There you go. If you're interested in the wearing of skirts, you can hear all about all the different history of it here. Now they're talking Zoom. Music's biggest names narrate some of the world's most famous artworks. Oh, that's interesting. And then you can choose different activities. And then you can guess artwork. Does anybody know what this one is? And then they have gardens from around the world. So you can come and just take a look. Oh, the Taj Mahal is really beautiful. So you can check out gardens. So it just goes on and on. That's why I call it the rabbit hole, because once you go down this one, you can get stuck on the first page. So let's go and check out the museums. I just want to give you a little intro to the app. I'm going to go to the museum section. And what you're going to see, this is all the collections. You start off with all. You'll see all the different types of museums. Again, 2,000 museums all over the world. You can go by alphabet. If you want to click A through Z, you can pick a letter, and then you're going to see, like if I pick D, it's going to start off with all the museums starting with D. You can look at them that way. There's a search button too. You can click in the upper right-hand corner. There's a search. You can click on that to search. There's a map. If you're just curious, this is showing you all the museums all over the world that Google has gone to map these out. So you can go and explore and check out, nothing on Antarctica yet. I'm waiting for them. So you can see all the different museums from all over the world that they've gone to. So this is a handy app to check out. So let's, we were in the D. I saw something, for instance, the Dallas Museum of Art. I'm going to click on that, just to use as an example. You come in, you may get a description of the museum if they have one. They'll tell you stories. This is usually what type of exhibit is happening right now. They'll show over here. Then they'll show you a little bit about what their collection has. They'll show you sometimes it's the period of time in art history, or it's going to be the medium. Like, for instance, we have metal, textiles, silver, sculpture, rock. So you can come through here, glass. That's the other one too. Scrolling down, you'll see a little sample of what's going on in the museum. They kind of throw in a little bit of everything so you get a feel for what the museum has to offer. Oh, good. And then at the bottom, hopefully, they have, you might recognize this if you use Google Maps, the little Google guy, the yellow Google guys here. Now, some museums may not have this, but I go to the bottom, and if they have some type of virtual experience, what you do is you just click on the little yellow person, and it will bring you into, sometimes the experience is outdoor and indoor. If the museum has a lot of gardens, they will have like a little garden tour that you can look at. So here we are looking at this. I've never been here. Has anyone been to this one, the Dallas Museum? Hi, Carol Sue.
Hey there, how are you?
So I can, just like we were doing on the other sites, if I take my mouse, I can click and drag. I'm dragging to the left. I can take a look. This is obviously the lobby to the museum. I can take a look. I'm just going to do a 360. I can pull up and look at the ceiling if I want to too, to see what's going on. Modern museums, not too big of a deal, but boy, when you get into some of those older museums, definitely check out the ceilings, because some of the ceilings are just, they're artworks in themselves. So I'm going to go back over here. Now at the bottom, we've got some other, you see the Google arrow? You can click on the Google arrow here. Let's see, it's letting me go down this hall. Just like when you're using Google Maps and you can move ahead, you see that arrow moving and you see the X, it's telling me where I can go. You can scroll in here. Oh, there's the museum store. I'm gonna just scroll down. So you can walk around these museums. There's a little bar at the bottom. If you click on them, let's click on this first one. It will show you in the lower left-hand corner, this is Apollo and Diana attacking the children of Niobe. You can see the picture here. I can scroll back in. You can get right up into the picture. I can scroll back. If I want to take a look at the room I'm in, go ahead and look around a little bit. Again, it's showing me that I can move all the way down this room. You can see the X's. Usually what the X is telling you is to stand here because you're going to get the you'll get the direct view of the piece of work. And also if you're directly on the X in the lower left-hand corner, it might show you the title of the piece of work. The thing with the Google Maps, it's nice because you can literally walk all over the place. The downside, of course, is you don't always know what you're looking at. You can look for it down on the bar at the bottom of the page. If you click on it, you'll get the description of the piece of work that you're looking at. Like this one, I'm going to go to the X. And this is where, if you do use Google Lens or some other app, you can find out a little bit more about what type of painting something is. So I'm going to zoom in on this one. This one looks really pretty. I don't see it on the bar on the bottom. I'm looking to see if I can find it. But again, you can always take a picture of it and identify it on your phone. Any questions anyone has? All right, so let's go back to the main collection part, and we can go take a look at something else. Like for instance, if you want to look at about the Reich Museum. This is in Amsterdam. They'll show you a little description about the museum, the different stories that they have. These are the online exhibits that they're letting you just go ahead and take a look at. For instance, if I want to look at the love letter, I can click on this. And they're just going to give you some information here. It scrolls down talking about giving you more detail, the story behind the piece of work that you're looking at. As you scroll through, they'll give you more descriptions about it. So what I'm doing is I'm scrolling down with my arrow with my track on my mouse. So they're just telling the whole story behind a painting. So that's what those are when you're going through them. And again, what's in the collection? Etching, engraving, paper, anonymous. Netherlands. We've got some stuff about the Netherlands. And Baroque period. Again, another little swatch of what's here. What's at the museum. And oh, look at this. So this is an example of many different things going on here. They're showing you the stairs for the Great Hall. They've got stairs to the Asian Pavilion, and then they have the ground floor, and then just the Reich Museum. So I guess has anyone been to this museum? I'll just click on one of these so you can see what it looks like. Oh, they have a skylight. Oh, that's pretty. A lot of light. Let's see what this looks like. They've got paintings on the bottom here. If I click, here's the self-portrait, Vincent van Gogh. If I want to get real close, I can zoom in to this, zoom out. Look, another one here, the Milkmaid, Vermeer. So you can come through and, just take a look at everything that's on the floor. You can either just use the strip on the bottom and move from one to the other so you will know exactly what the name of the painting is, or you just back away and you can just wander around. Oh, that's really pretty. The paintings on the walls, the ceiling. It's beautiful. So you can just, again, you'll see the Google arrow. You can just go in whatever direction you want to go. Scroll down here. Now, since we're at the Rijksmuseum, I do have a link I want to share with you. Because of Women's Month, their gallery of honor has always been men artists. And what they did this month, for the first time in its 200-year history, they have featured women artists. So I will send you a link. This is the part of the website where they have women artists of the Dutch Golden Age. So these are Dutch artists. This is the exhibit. These are the women that they focus on. Look them up. Look up Wikipedia. Learn about their lives. These women. They should be hopefully they're in Wikipedia. And then they have the gallery here, so you can see. This is Judith Leyster. This was from 1633. This is quite a while ago. It's interesting how our history is so focused on the men. We never hear about these women. They were painting at the same time a lot of these famous men were painting. So you can come and you can see profiles about these women. Check them out. I'll give you the link to that. You'll see a bunch of links in the email that I send out so you can take a look at who these women are. you can scroll through and see some of these paintings. Oh, this is called fish, still life of fish and cat. Unlikely pairing, huh? So that's something for you to enjoy. Anyone have any questions? We're kind of getting to the end of the class here. We look at one of these profiles. See what this looks like here. So it talks about her life. And her details. And then she's the one that painted, Clara Peters is the one that did the still life of fish and cat. So you'll get the link to this so you can take a look at it. All right. Check out a couple more paintings here. Isaac and Rebecca, known as the Jewish Bride. All righty, we are definitely at the end of our class here. I hope this was helpful for people on learning how you can tour these sites. Any questions anyone has? I'm going to scroll down here.
Do they have the same thing for zoos all over the United States or no?
Yes, I encourage you to do that. You're actually, I'm going to send you some links to webcams. I love webcams because you can explore all over the world with webcams too. You know, zoos and aquariums are notorious for putting up webcams of otters and all types of things. So you can enjoy those too. But yeah, you can go look on whatever zoo or aquarium you're thinking about. Just go to their website and see what they have. They may have some special programming. So I want to thank you guys for joining here today. Other classes related to this, we have Famous Art of the Vatican. We have a virtual tour of San Francisco. There's a great Arctic adventure. There's also a class that's not on this slide, Painted Ladies. We talk about the architecture and the history of Victorians in San Francisco from the Gold Rush era. So if you're interested in checking that out, you will get an email with all these links in. After this class, I'll be sending out the email. There's going to be a feedback. Please fill out the feedback. If you also have any classes that you would like to see, please put those class ideas in your feedback. And if you are interested in hosting an interest group, maybe you like art or music or whatever, or gardening, let us know. We'll set you up with an interest group. You'll get paired with a guide who can get you going. Also, if our website changed quite a bit in the past couple weeks. Marv has a class, Tips and Tricks on Navigating Get Setup's New Look. If you are curious about the how to register and find things on the new website, this is a class that would be great to take so you can get up to speed on the use of the website. All righty. Anything else? Is there anything in the chat? All right. I don't think there's any more questions. Anyone else have any questions before we break? No. I hope this was helpful for you. And I look forward to seeing you again in other classes, and enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Thank you for coming today, and thank you for supporting Get Set Up. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Very
Bye.
helpful.
Good. I'm glad you